Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome to Path to Temperance. I'm Angela, and if this is your first time here, I'm an intuitive healer, channel, and energy reader. And my channel here is filled with love and light, where I share my personal experiences to guide you along your own healing and or spiritual awakening to ultimately raise collective consciousness. If you are returning, I'm sorry, of course, welcome back. So today I am guided to speak on our shadow self, our unconscious, our inner child. And the reason is because I've been working on some things here personally, and we don't realize actually how much our shadow self is integrated into our day-to-day lives. It is our unconscious mind, right? So, when you are in circumstances, situations where you are easily angered, irritated, you may feel that you have ongoing negative thoughts. You may have feelings of envy, jealousy, depression, laziness. You may doubt yourself, doubt your capabilities, not be able to feel that you are worthy or good enough. I mean, the list goes on. And this is all linked to our inner child. This is where all of our wounds and our traumas reside. It's our shadow self, right? We have the light and the dark, the yin and the yang, right? The sun and the moon, all that stuff. It's all about the polarity in life, right? And so within our shadow self, that is unconsciously where we are living our lives, right? Majority of the time, we are unconsciously maneuvering through our day-to-day lives. And this is why many of us really feel imbalanced. We don't feel, you may not be able to feel joy and happiness and peace, contentment, balance, right, in your life, because our unconscious is driving, right, our day-to-day lives. And when our unconscious or our shadow self here is kind of running the show, and it is filled with trauma and unhealed aspects of ourselves, abandonment wounds, our attachment styles, the list goes on about, kind of all of these negative or toxic behaviors that we have been so accustomed to in life. It creates a lot of unhappiness, imbalance in our lives here. So really being guided to speak on that. When I was cleansing my deck here, I had the devil on the bottom of the deck, definitely just confirming that I am in a line here with this message, this download about us needing to speak about our unconscious mind, our shadow self, and how we can begin resolving it. How can we really, sit down, okay? Because when we are guided to work with our shadow self, it's really important to sit down, first of all, okay? We have to always settle in to our shadow. We have to recognize, why am I having these thoughts? What emotions am I experiencing? And that's just the beginning. So if you are at all interested in understanding, learning more about your shadow self, inner child, please stick around, okay? Because this is basically all of the behaviors that we learned subconsciously as we grew up, right? Our first 7 years of our life is everything that we absorb, okay? And then we take that out into life, into adulthood. And so if we are holding on to traditions, beliefs, limiting beliefs, that we had been programmed to live by, right? We're taking those on into life. And then everything that happens to us, outside factors, of the pain that we feel, the anxiety that comes up, the anger. And when we are in our day-to-day lives now as adults, we are still living within that wounded part of ourselves, our shadow self, our inner child, who's just tucked away, sad and scared. And so I really think the importance of approaching this subject here today is because it's time for us to sit down and start dealing with our shadow. That's real-time shadow when we feel angry, irritated, self-doubt, negative emotions, negative thoughts. That is our shadow in that moment. So that is the first, the thing that you can be aware of here is immediately when you start feeling these feelings of negativity come up, know that you are dealing with your shadow in that moment, real time. Okay? 234 on my clock. Progression here, okay? It's time for us to progress out of this. And I know that stuff is always easier said than done, but because I have the devil here on the bottom of the deck, okay, it's really time. And I was immediately attracted here to like these two, it looks like children, and they're inner children, their inner child. That's how our inner child is. We're so scared. We live fearful lives, okay? Because of the pain, because of the trauma, because of the programming. okay? We are afraid of everything, and not always everything, you know, but it's more so like, I'm just seeing like collapse, okay, like a tower in my mind, all right? So if we don't sit down and break down these fears, these insecurities, you know, a lot of this is in our root chakra, especially our sacral, where we hold our trauma, okay? It's running the show here, beautiful souls, okay? Our shadow self is really, and it's not that we need to get rid of our shadow self, it's that we need to heal. We need to work with our shadow self, because we always have the light and the dark. And sometimes we might never be 100% healed, but it is time to start acknowledging when those feelings come up, when those thoughts come to the surface. It is the negativity that is in our life. It is the shadow part of ourself coming up. We live lives with broken hearts, right? We live lives that have been filled with deceit, deception, betrayal, pain, trauma, and it sits with us until we take the time to look at it here, beautiful souls, okay? So my beautiful angel, spirit guides, ancestors, the highest white light, and decree only my beautiful higher self, what we would like to tell my beautiful viewer here about the shadow self. And then I just had the Empress flip over. That is absolutely our feminine side here. This is where we need to bring in this nurturing aspect, when we need to stop, we need to tune into our emotions, our inner child. Why are we feeling this? What is triggering our shadow? What is triggering this emotion? What is triggering this thought? And start connecting the dots here. That is how we are going to start breaking down all of these trivial things that keep us held back, living in our shadow side here, okay? Look at judgment and the Empress. Time to call judgment on this. Self-evaluation to nurture ourselves here, okay? The unconscious. It's all about the unconscious here, okay? This is also really talking about all of our chakras combined, okay? Because I get that here from the Judgment card and the rainbow. I'm just thinking basically of alignment of our entire chakras, okay? Because, you know, it takes time for us to be able to break down, heal, balance, open each of our chakra points. Some of our chakras are open, okay? If we are living too much in the shadow side, more or less our chakras are closed down. They're blocked. There's not a healthy amount of energy flow, life force, prana going through our energy centers to be able to have a flow through life, to feel balanced, okay? So if we have a lot of blockages in our energy centers, how are we going to be able to really self-evaluate and bring a type of abundance and nurturing into ourselves here, to find that passion, to find that confidence, to move forward and really redeem ourselves here? 211 on my timestamp, okay? That breaks down to 2-2, okay? Then breaking down to a 4. But 2-2 is a master number here, okay? And I have 20 as judgment, okay? This full moon and lunar eclipse that just happened here over the weekend, massive, massive changes for a lot of people. It's really, really opening people's eyes, waking us up to our shadow selves here. A lot of shadow has come up over this weekend. We're still going to be dealing with this energy as we transition out, okay? So if you are still dealing with a lot of things coming to the surface, know it is related to this full moon and lunar eclipse. Do you pay attention to the signs and synchronicities that you receive? You may see birds. You may see, you know, nature is consistently speaking to us through animals, through sounds, okay? We need to start tuning into that here, because that is going to help guide us along removing or releasing parts of our shadow here as well, okay? Because Mother Earth is very important for us when we are releasing and moving negative, stagnant energy, okay? So when we're dealing with our shadow self, our unconscious here, okay? When we're bringing these things to the forefront, yes, we need to tune in. We need to become aware of our body, our mind, our spirit, our emotions, right? Connecting to our heart space here is very, very important when these things come up, to be able to come over these obstacles, right? This card wanted to come out. Yeah, it's just really telling us it's time to meditate, time to rest, to contemplate here, okay? To trust our intuition. Look, here's another full moon. So I've seen 2 full moons now, absolutely confirming that this full moon did a number on many people, bringing up our shadow. Okay, bringing up many people's shadow. And it's kind of like this energy as well here, is that it's kind of like a void energy. And I actually just posted a video here on YouTube as well about disassociation, disconnection, because we are having upper chakra activations through this full moon and lunar eclipse here. But a lot of people feel disconnected, and it's probably because parts of our shadow self is coming up to the surface, disconnecting us a little bit, right? And then we might get stuck in the shadow. We're getting stuck in the darkness here. But see, look, we got to move past it. Shoo! The high priestess is the unknown, the unconscious here, okay? So she's coming forward really telling us here that yes, the unconscious is where we are living from, okay? So when the unconscious comes up, we need to trust it. This is how we connect the dots, okay? So we have 2 very high vibrational feminine energies coming out here telling us that our unconscious mind needs to be nurtured through this, okay? We need to learn to really feel the things that come up. Trust what comes up, okay? A lot of the things that we live through in our day-to-day lives is our unknown, is the unconscious here, okay? And if we do not become aware that we are living out of the unconscious, how will we be able to move forward? How can we create this kind of impulsive forward movement for ourselves to look at the shadow, right? We have to first become aware that the shadow is there and that we're living in the shadow. This is where the 4 of Swords comes in. We have to rest. Remember in the very beginning, I was saying it's time to sit down. We need to sit down. We need to sit down. We're always go, 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 go. We never rest and contemplate on anything. In society, we were taught that. We were taught to just go, 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 go. What can I do next? What needs to happen next? We were never taught to stop and think about ourselves. What makes us happy? What makes us feel fulfilled? So many of us are out here running around with our, like chickens with our heads cut off. Like, I don't know what happiness is to me, but I'm just going to keep going because what else am I supposed to do? Rest. Contemplate. Nurture the unknown, the unconscious. That's where this begins here for many of you guys, okay? Because in our unconscious, again, is what's running the show here. Is what is running your life. So again, if you're easily irritated, if you're easily angered, if you are constantly nervous, filled with anxiety, living in depressive modes all the time, that is because your shadow is, your shadow is the unhealed aspects of yourself. So this is more talking about the unhealed aspects of your inner child, okay, that are coming out in your inner child. Remember, in the Devil card was like this little, just like kind of coming up. So here we have more love, balancing the head with the heart here with the King of Cups, okay? Wells may be very significant. You may be seeing wells at this time, okay? And look at how his crown chakra is just beautifully in bloom. And this definitely is kind of matching yesterday's energy here with this disassociation, but because of the crown chakra activations, okay? What's here? The 5 of Wands, conflicting energy. Our shadow self makes us live in conflicted energy. Do you wake up and feel uncomfortable or angered immediately, irritated? Before you even walk out the door, you're already starting your day off in an uneasy manner? That is your shadow self. That is your unhealed aspects. This is your unconscious coming up. Okay, so say for instance, I'll give you an example. You woke up, you're having your morning coffee, you're getting the kids ready for school, you're getting yourself ready for work, however your day unfolds for you in the morning, okay? Whatever trips you over, not literally, what triggers you? Why did you get mad about that? What emotion is it bringing up? You can stop in those moments here, beautiful souls, and ask yourself those 2 simple questions to start connecting the dots. I used to get very, very easily irritated with my sons because they constantly, I'm dealing with toddlers here. I have 2 boys that are 18 months apart. So they're like 2 peas in a pod, right? But I would get so easily irritated because they constantly ignored me, didn't listen to anything I said. Like, I'll tell them something over and over again, over their head. I know it has a lot to do with their age, but I ended up figuring out that it was because me as a child didn't feel like my needs were met by my parents. I felt that I didn't get enough attention. I felt that I was ignored. So my children ignoring me triggered me. Do you see what I'm saying here? Okay. There's always a reason for our triggers. There's always a bottom line energy here. Something that has happened to you, an unhealed aspect of yourself, a trauma, a wound that is alive and living within you here. Okay. That is why you're triggered. The King of Cups is telling us that it's very important that, yes, you know, majority of society, we live within our ego, right? That's all in our mind. We're trapped in our mind. But this is also talking about our subconscious mind as well, right? And then tapping into the heart. A lot of people have blocked heart chakras. A lot of people are not living in the heart space. There's no unconditional love. There's no self-acceptance, forgiveness, compassion, empathy. And now with all of these type of, you know, characteristics kind of being dead and gone in society, more or less here, okay, this is really signifying to us, okay, it's time to, when we start tapping into the unconscious of our you know, unconscious mind here, it's connected to our heart space, the pain that we feel in here, which is why our heart is blocked. And then we have the Empress nurturing our emotions. Right now, the King of Cups nurturing our emotions, tying our head to our heart, balancing these two things, because we are very much conflicted here, beautiful souls. I have a lot of lower back pain on my right side right now as I'm channeling this. This is a lot of blocked energy on the masculine side of us, okay, on our masculine energy, and it's a big root chakra block. Okay, if I'm having lower back pain, that's root chakra. We don't feel safe, we don't feel grounded, we don't feel secure. And a majority of people are going to feel that sense of uneasiness if you deal with a lot of depression, anxiety, instability, imbalance, okay? That is your masculine side, your masculine energy here, feeling ungrounded. You have a blocked root chakra here, okay? And if our unconscious mind is running the show, and, you know, our unconscious with our masculine energies being our lower chakras, right? If our lower chakras are blocked, we can't ground, we can't move this energy, we can't sift through, right? Okay, and here's the devil coming back, okay? Confirming we are living in these toxic behaviors in our lower chakras, these dense energies filled with fear and anxiety. A lot of low vibrational energies here, pride, greed, envy. How do you think that's going to make your life feel peaceful, joyful, and balanced? You can't. And this as well gives me more fears. In one layer of energy, it is giving us the answer. It's time to come into our strength, right? We need to start being courageous and brave and tapping into our lion or lioness energy here, really kind of coming back to ourselves and coming into our powerhouse, okay? If you are seeing this and are this far along in this video, go back to my channel here on YouTube, browse through. I have a lot of solar plexus activation videos that may resonate for you here as well, because this is giving me a lot of solar plexus. I just channeled with Archangel Michael not too long ago, and he was definitely speaking about integrity, our solar plexus, coming back into our power, calling our power back to us, okay? This is exactly the energy I'm getting off of strength, okay? Because if we are living unconsciously, we do not have control of our thoughts, of our emotions. Our mind, body, and soul is all over the place. We're very much disconnected here. And again, this all happened especially through this full moon and lunar eclipse. So you guys have maybe feel even more disconnected. I even experienced that myself. I felt disconnected for close to a week. I was like, what's going on? I clearly trusted the process. I went through the motions of what came to the surface for me, and now I'm regrounding, you know. But we have to be aware that we have to go through the motions in life here. We can't let the unconscious part of ourselves take over and rule our lives, because then we're never going to be able to live lives of strength and power for ourselves. Because the strength card absolutely gives me, like, in some cases, and in this case as well here, you know, to be able to have strength, we have to break past our fears, right? You have to find that strength to push past all of the negativity, the devil energy. We need this to break through. It's definitely like a solar plexus confirmation for me. I'm also really attracted to the infinity symbol here, okay? So, and she's holding a snake. The deception. Every time I see a snake, I think of deception, sneaky behavior, slithering around, right? It's not always the case, but more or less, that is how it is. And then there's another snake over here too. So 2 red snakes, okay? Red, root chakra. Remember, I'm having the lower back pain on my right side, the masculine energy. This is also giving me some kundalini energy here, okay, as well. So we all have a kundalini, right, energy, which is actually portrayed as a serpent that is coiled at the base of our spine. And as we begin healing and awakening and healing and balancing our chakras, then our kundalini can rise and we can reach to, complete enlightenment once we blast through our crown chakra here, right? It's very hard for us to feel that coming into our heart space is easy, okay? And this is really just telling me we have to learn to start really going with the flow, okay? So if we really want to start dealing with our shadow self, we need to stop in the moment, okay? We need to be aware that our inner child is crying for us here, okay? This is our inner child. And you know, as I mentioned earlier in this video, you know, how can you reflect it back to yourself? Okay, everything is a reflection, and you have to be able to want to be conscious of the thoughts you're having, and then what emotions you're experiencing with it, and then connect the dots. How does that relate to your inner child? What happened in your past that could maybe be triggering this? Okay, connection, as I was talking about the infinity symbol, right? Universal oneness, interconnection, and divine consciousness. You can't make this stuff up, you guys. So the divine is really saying here, it's time to start connecting here. We have to start connecting the dots. And, you know, again, our shadow is always going to be with us, you know, and it's about starting to work with our shadow, love our shadow aspects, integrate our shadow aspects, not let them run the show. There's a big difference, okay? And when we've healed so much of our shadow aspects, then it's not so much a negative shadow anymore. It's just a part of us that, yes, is part of us. We have light and dark. No one's ever going to be perfect. That is not the goal here. The goal here is to not let all of the negativity run our lives. We deserve to feel peace and joy and love and contentment and balance, to feel aligned and purposeful in this life, to be filled with love and peace. I didn't even ask a question here. Look at Will, the turtle. You may be seeing turtles at this time as well. Expression, assertiveness, self-control, and direction. So this is just definitely aligning here. You know, if you follow me regularly, it is about asserting yourself. It's always up to you, beautiful souls. It's your free will, right? It's your will to do so. But I'm here guiding the ones who are ready for this journey, right? To, you know, share my knowledge and my wisdom to help guide you further along this journey, okay? So my beautiful angels, spirit guides, ancestors, the highest white light, and decree only my beautiful higher self. What kind of guidance can we give here, my beautiful viewers, as well as myself, because I'm always learning about our subconscious or unconscious here, our shadow self, along with our inner child. What kind of guidance can we all have here today? Insight. Okay, so see, remember in the very beginning, sit down. It's time to sit down with ourselves here, beautiful souls. That's the number one thing to do, to understand, to bring in this understanding, self-evaluation, which I also got with the judgment card earlier, right? To become aware of our shadow self in the moment. And forgive, let go. Our inner child does not want to hold on to this pain and this trauma. And it's, you know, it's easier said than done. And, you know, no right way is, you know, one way that everybody can heal. My way that I chose to go along my path may not be fitting to you. That's okay. But I'm here as a guide to give you guys the insight here, okay? The understanding, the awareness of the importance of checking in with yourself, of stopping in the moment and trying to really heal, show yourself compassion, and let go. We do not need to hold on to some of this, to the majority of this pain here. If it was up to me, I'd get rid of every pain and trauma that has ever existed. But we're not only dealing with this life, we're also dealing with past life energy through cell memory, you know, and that's definitely part of our shadow self as well. And you know what this does? It actually blocks us from abundance, okay? It could be specifically money here as well. And I know that's definitely like a programming here in society. So a programming I've actually dealt with personally as well, where we have major abundance blocks because we've been programmed to think that we have to work to make a dime. Especially here in the United States, it is really like we work 40 hours a week, 2 weeks off a year, all this mumbo jumbo to barely make ends meet. That is a very, very limited way of thinking and living that they programmed us here. This is, again, a part of the shadow self, the unconscious here, that we have to break down. Any other guidance here? Thank you. So I have pleasure, sound, and passion. Where is our passion? And now this is not talking only about like sexual energy here, okay, with the pleasure. This is, what do you enjoy doing? How can you let your sensuality turn into your passion to be able to feel, okay? To vibrate, to create that rhythm within yourself here. I have 33 coming out with the sound, 10, and then I have 25 that breaks down to a 7. Okay, so we have desire, fulfillment, expansion, endings, completion of cycles here, and a master number 33, really showing us that ascended masters are always guiding us, that they're sending you music to pay attention to that stuff here as well, okay? Because sound is very resonant with cell memory. What did you enjoy doing as a child? Do you have current indulgences that can be negative? Maybe you indulge in sexual activities promiscuously. Watch out for that kind of stuff, okay? That's definitely part of our shadow self, where we're living in unhealthy behaviors and dynamics. We might think, oh, it's a desire, it's passion, it's a beautiful thing to have. Absolutely it is. But when we are turning it into obsessive behaviors based out of fear and trauma, is very unhealthy for us. Where do you find joy and fulfillment? Time to raise our self-esteem. This is another part of our shadow self, the negative thoughts, the negative thinking, the negative emotions. How can we be filled with joy and confidence, self-worth, right? If we are filled with all of the negativity that our mind tells us, the unconscious that we've been programmed to believe. It's time to bring self-love back in here, beautiful souls, okay? The self-love, the confidence is really going to help us start breaking through the barriers. Again, coming back to like that solar plexus energy, right? Our confidence, our willpower to do things that are meant for us, that we desire, that we enjoy doing, that brings us fulfillment. Any last messages here, my beautiful spirit team, from my beautiful viewer here? Responsibility, the mind, okay? So this card is 20, and we had judgment out, which is 20. Guidance. Pay attention to the signs and seeing, okay? So seeing and guidance. So as I was saying, I've been kind of talking about this whole time. We need to become aware in the moment. See and realize when these things are coming to the surface for you. How can you connect the thoughts? How can you connect your thought to your feeling? Where does it come back to? What part of maybe your inner child is showing up for you? And how can you let it go? How can you accept and love yourself and let it go? Energetically and intentionally say, I do not deserve this. This is not mine to hold on to, okay? To show yourself love and support, to see things clearly, to be receptive to the truth of the matter here, okay? To be open and flexible, especially within our mind, to open our minds here, to be responsible for all of those seeds that were planted and the seeds that we can now replant. The subconscious mind, the unconscious behaviors that we're living in, the shadow self. Just basically right here in these two cards, backing up everything, okay? Our mind and the seeds that were planted there, all right? Which is how we live our life, communication. time to bring some self-discipline in here to empower ourselves, okay? Again, fulfillment. Can you rely on yourself? Do you have self-control? Okay, so these are little things that you can look at, and they're all related to different chakras. And remember how I was telling you, like with the rainbow, I feel like it's all the chakra centers here when we're dealing with our shadow self. We have blockages and stagnant energy in each chakra point, something that's holding us back from being our authentic self, from loving unconditionally, from having compassion, right? From feeling empowered and confident, from feeling passionate and creative, right? Balanced and secure and safe, connected to the divine, with our imagination flowing, with being able to see all that we need to see. Okay, so there are different areas that we have different blockages here, okay? And our shadow self is a part of all of that as well, just as our light is. We have the light and dark to our feminine energy as well as our masculine energy here, okay? So we are talking cohesively about both of them because they are connected. Everything is connected, right? Time to bring in this discipline here to start setting things in motion, to be able to, rely on yourself, to stop in the moment, to look at your mind, be open, imagine the possibilities. What can you replant here for yourself, okay? How can you connect to yourself here? I'll always remember your smile. Okay, that's giving me like inner child energy here, okay? A lot of our inner childs are sad. And look, I opened it to inner child. Cute. Love those things. Bring playfulness, lightheartedness, innocence, and wonder back into our life. That's our inner child. Our inner child doesn't have this anymore. For the longest time, I've been wanting to hula hoop. I loved hula hooping as a child, and I keep forgetting to buy myself a hula hoop. It's those little things here, beautiful souls, to reawaken our inner child, to let them know that we're here with them. They are part of us. We are separated from them. We are whole with them. That's why we may feel incomplete. Our inner child is so drowned down and shoved away in this life. It's sad and lonely. That's why we feel sad and lonely. Our inner child is broken. Of course, I'm not speaking for everybody. Always take with how this resonates here, but we are talking about our unconscious here, okay? So just be honest with yourself. Be transparent here, beautiful souls, okay? Be able to see. Okay, here's the crown chakra coming back, okay? Be able to see, be aware, understand this stuff. And it's more of like understanding that we hold the key. We hold the key here, beautiful souls, to change if that is something that you want to do in your life. Be sincere with yourself, especially your inner child. You have nothing to fear but letting your inner child come back to life. So set the intention when your shadow self, when you're dealing with your shadow in real time, the anger, the envy, whatever comes up. Take that thought, connect it to emotion, connect it to an experience, especially related to your inner child. Accept it, love yourself for it, and let it go. I am in the process of building some shadow work prompts, affirmations, all that kind of fun stuff. So I will definitely keep you guys posted. In the meantime, do please help yourself visiting my website. I have blog articles up there, as well as where you can book for personal reading as well here. Okay, so please like, comment, share, subscribe, all the fun things. I love hearing from you guys. Thank you so much for being part of the channel. If you're this far along, thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful for you. And until next time here, beautiful souls, love and light to you.